So today we are going to continue with lessons on computer principles. And then today we have the unit 1. We're still on unit 1, creating pages. We are going to continue with the lesson we left off. It is mini project, your personal style. So first, it's going to give us an opportunity to review. There are 5 different tasks. So I'm going to go over each one, and then when we guys done with all of them, it's going to be a review. So first one, let's by the way, reminder, we were working on CSS. So if you guys remember, CSS is what gives our HTML pages a style. By style, I mean color, shapes, different formats, and etc. We also can add animation to it, interactions, but that's JavaScript. That comes later. Now, first one, add a heading rule set. A. So, all right, so this is what we have. So it says add heading rule set rule. Here's an opportunity to create, to be creative and customize the heading. So right now we have the heading. This is heading, right? Elephant. And then this is heading 2. How do I know? Because it's used H1. You see it highlights it as well. And then it's H3. So add rule set for the heading. But which heading they mean? I think we're going to add 2 rule sets for either. So for both, right? H1 and H2. So for H1, how do we add a rule set? We're going to go to style CSS. That's where we add a rule set. So there is a rule set for body, but there's no rule set for H1. So I'm going to type H1, curly brackets. In the curly brackets, what do I want to change about H1? What do you want to change? For example, elephant. Let's make it a dark green color, right? Color. So if you want to change the color, you type color. And then it gives you a set of different options, but I'm going to stick to the color. Colon, and then I type green, dark green, and then semicolon. So you see, it's been changed. Now I want to add a rule set for H3, which is fun facts about elephants. So we're going to go back. You see H3. This is the portion of the code which is responsible to shape the fun facts about elephants, because we included it within these tags, right? But there is a missing rule set for that as well. So we need to add a rule set for H3 as well. So we type H3, curly brackets, and then again, I want to change the color. For that one, I'm going to make it, let's say, red. Or it could be orange. Orange red. Orange red. There we go. That's all. Click on finish. And before I click on finish, I want to go back and make sure you guys all on the same page. So besides background color for body, I could also add some extra properties. Okay, I'm not going to touch body because body is going to affect all of it, because everything is within body tag, right? Look, the body tag, everything is within it. So that's why I'm not going to use any extra properties for this one. You could, but I'm choosing not to. Instead, I want to change the F3's font style to something different. So let's try font, and it gives me options. Let's try with font stretch, and then it's going to be extra expanded. Okay, the H3. I don't see any changes. Do you guys see any changes? Let's change this then. Let's go with font again. Font. Font variant. Smaller caps. There we go. You see it changed. So there are various of properties. You really need to define which one you want to use. Then you guys are able to add it. Okay, when you guys done, you click on finish and proceed to the next one. So second, change text color, right? Let's go on text, change text color. And change the color of both heading and text. That's what you're gonna do here. So add rule set to the heading to make it different color. So right now, my H1, which is pizza, and then an H3, which is dish, deep dish pizza, and other H3s are all same color. So let's make the H1 different color. Go to style.css, add a rule set again. H1, these are different pages, guys. That's why you're not gonna see whatever you added in the previous tab. These are different pages. So H1, curly brackets. Since we're changing the color, we type color. And then we want to use, for example, let's go with what we have here, aquamarine. Then I'm going to change my H3, which is the name of the dishes, to, let's say, let's go with something dark, lighter. Let's go with green yellow. Green yellow. And then I'm going to change the color of the rest remaining parts to, let's say, red. But I don't have to. So here what we could do, guys. You could try adding a rule set to the body, or you could try P. Let me try either way. So what if I add a color in here? Let's put red. Yeah, it works. Or you could also do this. Instead of doing that, you could also add a separate rule set for paragraph. Because paragraph's in the body, right? That's why when I add a color to the body, it affects whatever is in the body. But if I add separate paragraph, it's still gonna work because it's gonna only target paragraphs. So I'm gonna add a rule set for P, which is a paragraph, curly brackets, and I change the color to red. And there you go. So as you can see, I have rule set for H1, I have rule set for H3, and I have rule set for paragraphs. So good thing is when you highlight the rule sets, it also highlights the portions of the body which are affected. You see? Like that. And we click on finish and proceed. Now we're going to align the text. Align means you move your text to the left corner, you move your text to the right corner, or you have your text in the middle. That's what align is, right? Align along the page, left, right, or center. So we want to name, we want the names of the author, which are here, to be on the right side of the page. So this has to be moved here. Okay, how are we going to do that? Figure out which tag holds the author's name. So where is the author's name? Which tag is it? Let's go down. Helen Keller. It is H3. So H3 is Helen Keller, right? So what we're going to do is when I go to rule sets, find where my H3 is. It's already present. There is a rule set. All I have to do is just use align and then add a rule set that tag to move the move it to the right side of the screen. So it doesn't show you which one, but you can assume it could have been align. You see, it has since it's aligning. I'm just guessing. Let's type align. Yes, seems like it is align. There is an align property. So I'm gonna pick align to the right, right? Align, text align. So text align. And then we're going to align it to the right. As you can see, it's been aligned to the right. All of them, actually. Both. So again, I'm going to remove this. It was here now. It is here now. But when you add text align, it's going to move to the right. Here, I'm adding it. You see text align right. You could also try center. Let's type center. And then as you can see, it's going to be in the middle. But the task wants me to put it in the right. So I'm going to change it back to right. Clicking on finish because we made the name of the author shifted to the right, align it to the right, finish. And so change font family. We actually did it. And then there is one more, and then I'm going to stop the recording. Okay, so here we go. Change the font family of both the headings and text. So headings and text paragraphs. There are several font families, including cursive, fantasy, serif, and monospace. So you're going to pick either. So add a rule set for one of the heading types to make it a different font family. Add a rule set to the paragraph to make it another font family. So for each headings, we're going to make a different font family, and then for paragraph as well, different. So I want to change, let's say, the H3. Is it H3? Let's check. Yes, it is H3. So we want to add H3 rule set, and now we're changing font family. Font family is here, and then we're going to make it, let's say, monospace. You see, it became monospace. Semicolon. We also add another rule set for paragraph. So it's P, curly brackets, and again, add font family. And then we'll use, let's say, fantasy there, semicolon. So it looks different. It's not it doesn't look the best, but at least I followed the rules, and then I just completed what's been asked to. Okay, so I changed the font family of my H3, and I also changed the font family of the P tag. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next. So moving on to the last task of the review, then I'm gonna conclude the video. And then the last thing is change font size. Pretty much similar stuff. All you have to do is just to add a rule set, add property, and computer will do it for you. Easy. Now, change the font size of both heading and text. You can specify font size in terms of px. So for instance, if you do 16, you have to put px, otherwise computer does not understand it. Px stands for pixels, okay? Now, what we're gonna do is we add rule sets for both H3 and then P. I'm not gonna touch H1, it's big enough, right? Let's keep it that way. So I'm gonna add H3, curly brackets, you see, all the same stuff. Name of the tag, curly brackets, and then font size. Font size. Font size. And then let's say I want to make this, let's try 20 for starters. 20. Is it good? It's good, right? It's not bigger than each one, so we can keep it 20 pixels, or we could try 25 pixels. 25 pixels. Okay, let's keep it that way. And for paragraph, curly brackets, we're gonna do again font size. And then we keep, let's say, 20 px. There we go. So I changed the sizes of H3 and paragraph. They were so paragraph used to be like this, now it is like that. Yes, sure. All right. There we go. Now, what is your task for today? What are you gonna do after you guys complete all these reviews? Yadira, you're gonna proceed to the next page and design your own page. So, guys, here, what you're gonna do is, I wanna get your attention to this little chain. You know what it is? This icon means that this level is part of your larger project. So changes will be saved across the whole level. So you're gonna, whenever we do projects, this is your page, main page. Let's say we proceed a couple of levels, they're gonna bring you back the same page. So whatever you do now, it's gonna be saved. A couple of levels, you're gonna go back and you'll see it hasn't changed. So that's what it means. Okay, now, next, you should add HTML to your page. So please start designing your page. For example, have something in mind. Okay, for example, you could say, my photo gallery. You could have a photo gallery page. Okay, what sections would you have? Family photos, my leisure time photos, my professional photos, things like that. So start designing those. So this is what's your page look like, an example. So I added H1, H3s and 2 paragraphs, and also assigned some rule sets to it. All right. So I just went too fast because on here it's asking you to add HTML only, but the color styles probably you'll have to do it in here. But I just did it ahead of time. Let me go. And let's see the next page. You should add, yeah. So as you can see, it's asking me to add styles on here, which I already did. So you can just click on finish and then proceed to the last page. And again, you can change your page later on. So next, check, make sure your page has everything you want. Everything, yes. And then that's it. You click on finish and you are done.